One of the most common thoughts that people say to me is, Georgia, is my life ever going to change? The answer is yes, it can if you change your thinking. I'm an emotional well-being expert, and I specialize in a powerful technique, which is hypnosis. And I want to share with you some very interesting neuroscientific facts about how we think and how we are the person involved who's stopping change happening. What's really interesting about the power of the mind is when you want to make a change, if you want to do it consciously, I'm talking about going on a diet or finding love or whatever it is, your mind will use your history of how you experienced those moments before. If you have, I call it like the library of your mind, where you have been in a situation where love hasn't served you well in terms of your sense of self-worth. Maybe you've been on crazy diets over many, many years. Maybe you've tried to drink less alcohol and you haven't been that successful. You know what? It doesn't matter what the situation is. I'm going to share with you why it's a habit you can unlearn. So you can imagine that your mind, if you're looking at changing something and you really, really want to get a new job or find a new relationship or earn more money or whatever it is, there is one simple trick that you need to focus on. It's not the conscious mind that's clever. It's the deeper part of the mind that is where you need to work with, which is why hypnosis is such a powerful tool. If you have a history of bad love matches, as I said, poor decision making, it's not because it's you. It's because your mind thinks it's normal, okay? So you can imagine every time you felt lonely, bored, tired, sad, rejected, or you've been made redundant from a job, or somebody's broken up with you. Something traumatic has happened to you that's really affected you emotionally. What happens is your mind stores that experience and says, "Ooh, I don't think that was a really, really good thing to experience. We don't want you to go there again." And whenever a similar or same situation comes into your life, your mind says, press the button, no, don't go there again, even when it actually might be a good thing for you. So what's important to understand, I get really irritated with people who say there's no such thing as, not being able to go on a diet. You can do it. The fact is that willpower does not exist. If the deeper part of your mind, your unconscious mind, or some people call it the subconscious mind, really believes, because of your history, that there's something about a situation like it or similar, it will try and protect you by not letting you go there. A good example of this is when somebody wants to go on a diet. They want to lose weight. But if they have attempted to lose weight and been really successful for a period of time, when they got there, maybe because people were saying how attractive they are or how sexy they are, or maybe they were scared about being sexual or being attractive because it didn't feel familiar or comfortable, that person can unconsciously put the weight back on, not because they really want to, but because the mind is using the history of what's familiar. And I want to use that word familiar a lot now, because when somebody does something that's really unhelpful to their sense of self-worth, it's not that they are sabotaging. It's actually that their mind thinks this is normal. It thinks that this is how it's meant to be. So hypnosis is the most powerful tool, to my knowledge, to start to communicate with that deeper part of the mind where that habit is stored, right? Whether it's losing weight or finding a new relationship or not finding a new relationship. There are so many things that we feel we want to make changes with, so that we're not in Groundhog Day state. And that, if you have that feeling that your history is going to be your future, then there's something about your mind that is protecting you in a negative way. Because change is good. But if change is something that you're in fear of, or your mind thinks is going to take you down a pathway of bad things. Well, the good news is that's not correct. Your mind does not have a crystal ball, but you can plan for a much better future. And with the power of hypnosis, you can do that. So, for example, you could just take 5 minutes out of your day. You could wake up in the morning, set your alarm 5 minutes earlier, and just lie there and start to imagine a positive day. And start to really, with your eyes closed, because what's really amazing, when your eyes are closed, you go into a natural hypnotic state. Even for 5 minutes, it's really powerful. And just imagine the outcome being different. Maybe it's you've got a difficult boss and you want to have a different approach to him or her. And really, really feel the strength of character within yourself. Just close your eyes for 5 minutes and just imagine the outcome of having conversations with your boss in a positive way. Okay, and seeing yourself and feeling yourself coming out of that environment, feeling safe, feeling protected, feeling like you've achieved something good for you. These are the beautiful little things you can do in hypnosis. And all of my programs have incredible hypnotic techniques in there, whether it's losing weight or drinking less or finding love or reducing your anxiety or improving your sense of self-worth. I have programs for all of those particular subjects because your sense of moving on and looking into your future with more optimism is so, so important. You are important. So if you're feeling stuck, that you're in a quagmire, that you feel like nothing's ever going to change, I want you to really think about hypnosis because it can be the quickest stepping stone to override the familiar, unhelpful thinking that your mind has learned. Because the mind is lazy. You have to go into the deeper part of it to explain that you want that change, that what it feels like, what it looks like, what it tastes like, using all of your senses. Because what your mind really does love is feeling happy, pumping those endorphins, getting excited about your future. And I want you to know what that feels like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I would love you to listen to more of my top tips of how to feel better about you, how to improve your emotional well-being.